Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Timely Action Hour. This is the show where we talk about everything from Star Wars to comic books and everything in between. My name is Aiden. I hope that you're doing well today. Today we're on issue 7 of the Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. This is part 7 of my 12-part series where I review each individual issue of it. So here is the cover of issue 7. Very cool. So this one came out in November of 1984, and this is called Berserker. So at the end of the last issue, the heroes had noticed that they were being watched, so the Human Torch confronts the new Spider-Woman, Julia Carpenter, who was invented in this story. So Spider-Woman reveals herself to the heroes, and they talk to her about what her powers are and what her intentions are. And Spider-Man, in his thought bubble, is like, maybe I should have copyrighted my powers so I can sue her for, stealing my whole shtick, which is pretty funny. So then we see the wrecking crew in their tank thing roll up on them, start shooting, and then they throw the Wasp's body out at them, and She-Hulk is like, what the heck? She's dead. I told you guys we should have gone and found her. But they bring her to Zaji, the healer, but she can't do anything, and Wasp is dead. One of the founding Avengers is dead, and so we see the heart-wrenching reactions to it from her comrades. Then the X-Men are calling Professor X as they go back to the base, and Professor X is like, no, you regroup with Cap and his team. The rest of us will meet you there. He telepathically communicates that to Cyclops. Then we see the villains trying to, patch up Molecule Man after Wolverine cut him with his claws, and they bring him back to the base, and Volcana begs the Enchantress to use her magic to heal him, and she's like, I will, but for a price. And she's like, anything you want. And Enchantress is like, good. And then they get out of the vehicle and they attack the X-Men. And we get some more drama between Professor X and Storm about who's really in charge of the X-Men. And Wolverine cuts off Absorbing Man's arm when he's in rock mode, because Absorbing Man can turn into any substance that he touches. So if he touches rocks, he becomes made out of rocks. If he touches iron, he's made out of iron, etc., etc. So he's trying to put his arm back on, and Volcana tries to burn Wolverine, but because of his healing factor, he survives, barely. And Magneto is making short work of Dr. Octopus, obviously because he's got metal arms. So then Rogue has to push a rock, hold up a rock to defend themselves, her and her friends, against Volcana as she goes beast mode, as it were. Then we cut back to Galactus's ship, and Doctor Doom is still collecting data, and Galactus is finally noticing him, and so he shoots him back across the world, and he's like, ah! So then we cut back to the villain's base. They bring Molecule Man to the med lab, and Volcana's asking Ultron to help him, and he's like, I cannot unless Doctor Doom orders me to. And she's like, well, you can help him because Doom wants him alive. And he's like, I need verbal confirmation from Doom. And then Absorbing Man holds his arm up to the socket, and he turns back into normal, and it reattaches, and he's like, whoo! But it hurts a lot. And then the Wrecking Crew fight the Lizard, because the Lizard's like, you killed Wasp, and she was nice to me. And they're like, okay, we barely survived his attack, let's toss them in the brig. So they do. And then Claw sees this. He's like, ooh. And then She-Hulk breaks in and beats the ever-loving shit out of these guys. I mean, they're the Wrecking Crew. They get their asses handed to them by the Avengers all the livelong day. But Titania comes in and she's like, oh no. And she fights She-Hulk, and it's pretty cool. And then Doc Ock is like, what's she doing here? And so then Enchantress is thinking by a poolside about like whether or not she could die during this war, because you know the Beyonder is super powerful, and even though she's a goddess, she is afraid for the first time in eons. And Doom just stumbles in. He's like, and she's like, hey Doom, what happened? And he's like, I have to go to bed. And he says, it is over, finished, and he falls onto his bed. Definitely a mood. So then Titania and the Wrecking Crew and Absorbing Man and Doc Ock are wailing on She-Hulk, and they knock her down. The situation is dire, and Cap is thinking about, like, what's Galactus doing? Why is he taking so long to eat this damn planet? And Hawkeye's like, Cap, She-Hulk's missing. We're going to go find her. He's like, alright. And so they start talking about how they want to get revenge for Wasp. And Cap's like, no, we need to divide and conquer here. Some of the forces stay here in case Galactus starts to do what Galactus does. And the X-Men are like, we volunteer. And then he's like, okay, let's go get those sons of bitches. Avengers assemble! It's great. And that is the end. So then we get the cover of issue 8, and this is the iconic cover. So that was issue 7 of Marvel Superhero Secret Wars. Once again, Jim Shooter does a great job with the writing, and Mike Zeck does a phenomenal job with the art. Overall, I am thoroughly enjoying this series, and I hope that you are too. If you are, and you want to check out more of these, I'll leave the link to my playlists for all of the videos that I've done so far on this. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you didn't, hit the dislike button. And if you're new to my channel and you want to check out more comic book reviews or maybe video game clips from my personal gaming time, or movie reviews or TV show reviews, please subscribe and leave a comment telling me your thoughts on this episode, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, please do so. And yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, this is the National Timely Action Hour. My name is Aiden, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I sincerely mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching, and thank you for 103 subscribers. We are making a lot of headway in the new viewership, so thank you, and have a good day. Bye.